Hi everyone, this is Key. This video will focus on this concept called making a decision first. I'm going to be talking about becoming a listing agent. We're in an industry in which a lot of our agents, to stay within their comfort zone, tend to work a lot more with buyers. And there's only a small segment of agents who become listing agents. And we need to start realizing that, well, if you're going to become a listing agent, you first have to make the decision of becoming one. You may not know all the answers. You may not know what to do. You may not know how to get there. But you got to have that awareness. Wait a second. I'm in the real estate business. Where do transactions happen? Well, transactions happen when you have a sellers wanting to sell and a buyers wanting to buy, and we are matchmakers. We make that happen. Well, guess what? In the United States, there's some statistics you need to keep in mind to understand the value of listings. And in this video, I want to give you a sense of what it means to become a listing agent is a decision, and then taking that decision and turning it into a plan. So let's get to work. My name is Key. I'm a prospecting mentor and coach. I hold the 8-week success bootcamp, which is an advanced course, about a 3-month course in which agents, new or existing agents, can develop the mindset, the skills, the scripts, the plan to become top agents. And what does it mean to become top agents? Let's not kid ourselves. Listings. It's about prospecting. If you learn to prospect, you will always do well. It's just like if you learn to fish. If you learn how to fish, you will always catch fish, because you learn the techniques. You learn how to approach the problem that you're trying to solve, which is fishing, how to catch fish. Well, in real estate, top agents, if you study it, 99%, if not 100%, but 99% of them are listing agents. How do they become listing agents? Were they born that way? No. It's a skill. It's something you learn. It's something you develop. So let me get into this mindset. How do we develop that mindset? To help you along this journey, I have a handout. I have something that comes with this that you can fill in. My handouts are active. That means there are gaps you fill in. Let me show you actually what the handout looks like. This is what it looks like. You'll see the title, a decision followed by action plan. Becoming a listing agent is first a decision. There's a description of what I'm going to be talking about. This is the handout we're talking about. And then you will see that there are gaps. These are the things you're going to fill in. So pause this video. Around this video, there's a PDF link. Grab that PDF link, print it, grab a pen, grab yourself a cup of tea or a cup of coffee. Turn off your phone, be with me, be with this video a few minutes, and then get value out of it. Value comes from you focusing on what is important to you. It's not about me, it's about you. You focusing on what's important to you will help you get where you want to be. So let's do that right now. And then once you have the handout and you have what you need, start the video again. All right, let's continue. So let's start with these quotes about success. Ambition matched with action is the path to success. Ambition is always important, but ambition without action is frivolous. I want fish. Well, I got to take some action. So ambition is good. You want the things you want. You want to do well for yourself. You want to do well for your family. You want your kids to be raised in a good environment, in a safe environment. You want your kids to, attain a degree of knowledge that helps them become independent. So ambition is good, but it's the action that gets you there. Persistence Persistence is the application of action again and again and again. Persistence is the vehicle you arrive in. Bill Bradley, who was a basketball coach, and also a player, great basketball player, will tell you all of us want to be in the NBA. That's ambition. And you need to work out. You need to do the work necessary to become a good player, a great player, so you can even qualify to play in the NBA. And in order to do that, you have to persist. You have to have a regimented coaching program. You have to work on your business. This is why this quote applies to real estate. If you're not willing to risk the usual, you will have to settle for the ordinary. This is from Jim Rohn, as somebody I consider a great man. For me, all of us want to gain riches and successes while being in our jammies, while being in our comfort zone. Like, this is the comfort place. This is where I want to be. I don't want to rock the boat. I just want things to be, I don't want to be challenged and make phone calls or do other things. That is what causes most people in real estate not to do well. They don't prospect enough. They tend to remain and stay in their comfort zone. You want to become a prospector. So let's get into this idea of prospecting. There are two big questions I always ask myself. As a coach, as a prospecting coach and trainer, I focus on these two questions. Why is it that 80% of real estate transactions are done by just about more than 20%, 24, 25% of agents? What do they know? What do the 20 to 25% learn through their career? What is it that they know? Second one is, why is it that only some agents choose to become listing agents and the rest struggle with less than 5 transactions a year? Why is that? Well, it starts with mindset. It's how you think about things. The way you think about your business, the way you approach your business will be determined by that. So if you think that your job is to become a customer service centric person by servicing simply what we call the buyer's needs, well, that's where your mind will go to. You're focusing on that, that's where your mind goes to. But what if you could open up a door, even ajar, to the potential of working with your local neighbors who are thinking about selling? We call that mindset becoming a listing agent, becoming a prospecting agent, becoming a community agent, somebody who works locally to help people who are thinking about selling and helping them make that decision. So let's dig a little bit deeper. Many wait to learn the skills before they decide whether you're going to be in the real estate business, and that for me is backwards. First of all, you should never learn in real estate without application. If you see yourself taking lessons in real estate and you're learning intellectually and you're not applying, you're not having the application of the scripts, of the phone calls, hit people, then at the end of you learning will be nothing. There's nothing at the end of it. If you apply, your chances increase on getting sales, getting listings, getting buyers, getting people to work with you. What you should be deciding is this. Decide today that you're going to be a listing agent. Decide that first. Then go gather the knowledge and the training and the surround yourself with people who are listing agent so that the decision goes, aha, I know I want to be a listing agent. This is what I see those players do. These are the trainings that I've seen some of them take. I'm going to ask them about it so I can participate in that. But the bottom line is this. You need to learn to ask for business. You are in the business of asking for business. The more comfortable you are with that, the more you realize that is your job, the sooner you will arrive at this place called I'm going to get listings. You got to first decide I'm a listing agent, but then you have to apply the plan. And the plan involves you becoming an asker for business. Let's dig deeper with that. Whether you want to call it fishing, you may call it hunting, you may call it prospecting. This is just the act of asking for business. And guess what? You and I are in the business of asking for business. That's it. We do that every single day. We make time for it every day. We don't do it when we feel like it. We do this daily. We are in the business of asking for business. And our business is a numbers game. And I'll show you that in just a second. Those who wait for the business to come to them tend to struggle the most. They think that in real estate, we are in need of order takers. People who sit behind the desk and wait for the phone to ring and say, "Hello, my name is Susie. I'm your local realtor. Can I help you?" That is some of the business. But that is not the business. Because most of your clients are already online. If you don't grab some of them to work with you, they're going to work with somebody else. Learn to catch the leads, not just how to service the leads. Let me give you this metaphor. If you and I are standing at the edge of the ocean, and there's about 100 people at the edge of the ocean ready to clean the fish, and there's about 20 of them going out in the ocean to catch the fish. The most valuable players, the most valuable people are the people going to catch the fish. They tend to wake up early, they tend to plan, and they tend to take a risk. The ones who are, do we need some people to clean the fish? Sure. But to be honest with you, in real estate, the ones who get the highest commissions, the ones who get the most deals are the prospectors. Whether you call it hunting, whether you call it fishing, it is prospecting. So your job is to ask yourself, why am I sitting on the shore? Why am I waiting for the leads to come to me from my lead generation business? Why am I not going out there? Why am I not fishing? What am I afraid of? What is it that I'm afraid of to get on that boat and go in the middle of the ocean and cast to catch the fish? You're probably afraid of rejection. And it's a normal fear. It's a very real fear. And that fear has some people become very frozen in place. They're just like, I don't know what to do. I hate rejection. Well, rejection is something you can overcome. It's a skill. There are training classes that you can take that will help you overcome your fear of rejection. And let me just give you a piece of advice right now. For those of you, especially who are new, they're not saying no to you. They're basically saying not now. Your job is to realize it's not about you. You're the one who is twisting yourself into a pretzel trying to, be liked. You want to be effective. Yes, being liked is good. It's great. We all want it. Everybody I've ever met wants to be liked. But being effective is what fills your bank. That's how you get money into your bank, is by being effective. Let me give you the 5 areas that are the biggest blind spots for agents. And these are the 5 areas that you have to master in order for you to build a great career. And here's the good news, by the way. Here's the good news. There's a lot of business out there. That's number 1. Number 2, not everybody is willing to make the sacrifice to succeed in this business. If you choose to make the sacrifice, the real sacrifice of focusing on the right ideas, guess what? It doesn't matter if you're new. You will surpass people who have been in your company for 5 years. And people will go, where did she come from? Well, she's just doing the work. There's some other agents who are not willing to do the work. They're afraid of rejection. They're afraid of doing the work. Or, it's not their cup of tea. Maybe they don't belong in real estate. But what are those 5 areas? Let's go over them. You got to first develop the mindset and the attitude for planning your business. We call this becoming an entrepreneur. It's your job to realize you no longer get paid for the work you do, for the hours you put in. You get paid for the results you create. That's essence number one. The job mentality has to stop and the results mentality has to become. You need to realize you get paid not for how long you've been fishing, you get paid for the fish, for the catch. You bring catch with you, you're now valuable. You don't bring anything, guess what? Hey, you did your best. So stop thinking like an employee and start thinking as a result oriented entrepreneur. An entrepreneur gets paid for their results. Consistency of prospecting. If there's an area you have to muscle up on, you got to develop a strong mindset, is your ability to consistently prospect. And I mean every single day. I'm going to give you a script in a few minutes, and it will force you to start realizing that prospecting is a daily activity. It is not, hey man, we are low on listings. Let's go out there and get some. No, it is a daily activity. We never ever stop prospecting. The third one is now we prospect for a seller. We get somebody who says yes to us. We're thinking about selling. Guess what? I have to go in there and present. We call that your presentation skills. Telling people why they should list with you, what you're going to do for them. What does your company do for them? How come you're going to help them? Why they should pick you versus somebody else? You should become somebody who knows how to talk about price very comfortably. That's called developing your listing presentation skills. The fourth area, and this is where people actually have a biggest blind spot, they forget that time blocking and your daily habit is what is your business. It's what makes your business. Your business is just a series of habits, and those habits, if they are time blocked properly, you get results. That's it. That's all she wrote. You focus on that, you always do well. And finally, and this is the one we talked about earlier, your mental toughness and stamina. The ability to hear no and not take it personally and to keep going, to keep going. And to keep going and to realize it was not personal. When I asked that lady at her house, let me ask you, have you thought about selling your home? And she goes, nope. She is not saying no to me. She's not moving. Maybe she's saying no to me, but I'm not going to take it personal. What I'm going to say, well, thank you for talking to me. If anything changes, please give me a call. I'm your local realtor. Have a good afternoon. And then I move on. I don't fall apart. I don't become the person who goes, oh my God, they don't like me. Maybe I said something wrong. Or maybe the way I said it. Don't get into that psychological gobbledygook. Let go of that. That person was going to say no to anybody coming along. So it's not personal. It's not about you. Your job is to ask enough people to go through the no's to find the yeses. That is the toughness. See, that's what the top producers of real estate learn. They learn that you have to go through no's to get yeses. You don't get yeses all the time. This is not a business of yes. This is actually a business of no, 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 no. Ooh, maybe. Let's talk. No, 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 no. Ooh, maybe. Let's talk. That's the business you're in. The sooner you become comfortable with that, the more you realize, hey, chill. It's okay if they say no. It's their, they do what they do. You can't control what others do, but you can control what you do. Your job is to control the asking process. What happens on the other side of that, just accept it and roll with it. Real estate is a numbers game. When you develop good business habit, you make time your asset. You make time your friend. You make time your ally. You never complain about time. When you develop bad habits, you make time your enemy. And you get enchanted by excuses. Excuses become the thing your go-to things. This is why I love this book called No Excuses by Brian Tracy. Your job is to realize that when time is no longer your enemy, that time is an asset. You never complain about it. So I think about time like a fertilizer. If you have good soil, which is good habit, and you plant and you have and you add a little bit of fertilizer called time with good habit, whatever you plant will thrive. So good habits create success. If you have bad habits and you plant them there, guess what you get? You get excuses. And by the way, bad habits do require time. I know people who watch 6, 7 hours of television a day, and they're always complaining about their business. They wake up, the first thing they do when they wake up, they turn on the TV. I'm like, what are you doing, dude? You're watching bad news. Why are you watching the news? Don't you have a better plan? There's got to be a better plan than waking up and watching CNN or some other news show. Oh, well, I want to know what's happening in the world. Dude, go make some money. Go take care of your family. You need to wake up to focus on your mindset, your family, your spirituality. You got to focus on you. Get yourself right. Your business will be right. Is there time to watch TV from time to time? Sure. An hour or two a day? Fine. Towards the end of the day, you want to relax. I totally get it. But to wake up with it and to go to bed with it? Come on. So whatever fertilizer you use with time will help you. So let me give you some statistics. In the United States, we have 2 million real estate agents, of which 1.3 million are realtors. In the United States, there is a finite number of listings a year. Yes. It's only about 5 to 5.3 million listings a year. If you looked at the last 10 years and you average them, the average number of listings, which is sellers wanting to sell, is about 5 million a year. In 2018, we did 5.3. In 2019, we did also 5.3 million. 2020 number are not yet out, but they're about 5.2, 5.3. This year we'll do about 5.5 million. But there's a finite number. So the total number of transactions is between 10.5 million sides. Call them sides, call them transactions. There's 10.5 million to 11 million sides in the United States a year. That's all she wrote. So think about it for a second. Do we really need 2 million agents to service this business? We don't. Think about it. If I had 500,000 agents who are well trained and they know what they're doing, can each one of them get 10 listings a year? Sure. That's it. That's all she wrote. Remember, there's only 5 million listings a year. So in our industry, the people who do well are the hunters, the prospectors, the focused agents. This is why we have 2 million and only less than 300,000 do really well, because we have all of this extra that is just nibbling at the side and they never develop the right habits. Your job is to become disciplined. Your job is to become self-disciplined, discipline that is created by you. And what do you develop discipline about? You develop discipline about asking for business. It is your job to wake up every morning with a plan of action that will help you ask for business. We call that developing a prospecting mindset. Let me give you the statistics from a different angle so you can kind of wrap your mind around it. If I took right now 100 homeowners at random in the United States, totally random, 100 homeowners, here's what's really happening. One or two, usually one, but one or two have already made the decision to sell and they're already listed. They're already working with somebody. So 1 or 2 are already working with somebody. 2 to 3 are in the searching process. They're going online, they're Googling this, they're Googling that, they're looking at that website, they're looking at prices, they're in what's called the research mode. Those are the people we want to focus on. Those are the people we want to show them that we have the listing plan for them. So 2 to 3 out of 100. And then about 3 to 5 in the next 6 months of those 100 are going to move. They don't know they're moving right now. In their mind right now, they're not moving. But statistically speaking, 3 to 5 of them are going to move. And then there's 80 to 90 who are not moving. That happens every year. The whole country doesn't move every year. Only 5 million to 5.3 million homeowners move, and they are replaced with 5 million to 5.3 million new homeowners in the place of the other homeowners. So therefore, there is a stability to the market. When you think about this market, actually this market is very stable. The only instabilities in the market are usually the agents, the buyers, the sellers, the investors. Those are the people who are going up and down. The market itself, you can predict it. It's very stable. Your job is to ask yourself this question: what do I do to get my 10 listings a year or my 15 listings a year? What do I do if I am in Texas and working in this great community around Houston? What do I do to get my 15 listings? That's your mindset. And as you think of it that way, you're going to develop a plan to get you there. But it means asking for business. Prospecting is the act of asking for business. You are in the business of asking for business. And there are 2 top prospecting activities that matters the most. They are skills on the phone, skills face to face. If you learn how to ask for business face to face, if you learn to ask for business on the phone in a consistent manner, you will always make money in real estate. Those are the 2 skills, but a lot of our agents want to rely on email and texting and social media. See, those things are important, but they are not the top prospecting activities. So if you want to stand out, you develop the muscle of asking for business on the phone, face to face. This is why if you see a training where you can learn how to do scripts, you want to take that training. Smart agents develop scripts that they continue to fine tune so they can create a minimum of 1 to 3 appointments a week. I promise you, the sooner you learn to create 2 appointments a week, you're set. By the way, 2 appointments a week, that's 100 appointments a year. Even if you're not perfect, you're going to close at least 20 of them. You close 20 deals, you're going to make more than 100,000. And if you learn how to close 20 deals, you will learn how to close 30 deals very easily. It's that consistency of implementation. The first few are the most difficult. The first few listings you get are going to challenge you because you're learning the process. Are you going to make mistakes? Absolutely, you will make mistakes. But it's your job to realize that if there is something available at your brokerage, maybe your broker, maybe training within your organization, maybe training around your MLS, whatever you can find to learn to ask for business on the phone and face to face are the most important skill for you to learn. So let me give you what's called a mindset boss script. This script I designed is to help you kind of nudge your mind in the right direction. You control your mind. Yes, from time to time it feels like your mind controls you. No, you are absolutely in control of your mind. The purpose of this script is to help you prioritize your prospecting. It's about you saying, this is what's important today. We call that prioritizing the important. By the way, every hour of prospecting that you do a day is the equivalent of 5-6 hours of usual work. So it's that 1 hour of prospecting, it's the most valuable hour. So take it seriously and learn to nurture it and do it well. Now, this script I'm going to give you is going to help you build confidence. It's going to help you prioritize what's important to you. So let me read it to you slowly so that you can have it. It's in your handout. And I want you to take it and write a version of it for yourself. It goes something like this. My name is Susan Smith, and I'm the one in charge. I am the boss of my real estate business, and the buck stops with me. I am responsible for generating appointments first and foremost, and I do that by dedicating daily no less than 2 hours of power of lead generation, lead cultivation, and follow up to create listings and referrals. I'll say it again. My name is Bob Anderson, and I'm the one in charge. I am the boss of my real estate business, and the buck stops with me. I'm responsible for generating appointments first and foremost, and I do that by dedicating daily no less than 2 hours of power for lead generation, lead cultivation, and follow up to create listings and referral. Now imagine every morning you woke up. You did something for yourself, something for your family. Maybe you did some yoga. Maybe you went for a walk. Maybe you did your affirmation and your meditation. You did something personal. No TV, no email, things that are good for you. Maybe you prepared breakfast for your kids and you get yourself ready. And now you're ready for work. You put your suit on. You're ready to work. And before you work, you read this to yourself out loud, especially if you can do it out loud. Oh, even better. You read something like this that you wrote yourself. I'm a big believer that you should write it yourself. And you read it to yourself out loud every morning and made it part of your ritual. Business is about ritual. It's about the repetition of things that are important. That's how you prepare, that's how you create results. It's by having rituals. Imagine if you did this for 8 weeks. I promise you, your life will change. You will start seeing your business from a whole different perspective. First of all, you will stop complaining because you're saying, I'm the boss. The buck stops with me. I'm in charge. I make things happen. The market does not make things happen. I, the realtor, the one in charge of this business, make things happen. I know that I want 10 listings this year and I want to do 15 transactions. I'm going to create that environment. I'm going to create the environment that creates 10 listings. That means I have to talk to enough people to get 10 people to say yes to me. Imagine if you could wake up every morning with this and you read it to yourself. And you were courageous enough to do it for 8 weeks straight. Now, some of you go, why 8 weeks? It takes that long for a habit to start formulating. In fact, it takes 12 weeks. So 8 weeks gets a hold of you, and now you have a good habit. And then another 4 weeks of repetition makes it stay with you much, much longer. So why not consider something like this? Why not pause this video right here, go to your handout. Let me show you what it looks like. This is your handout. Why don't you go to your handout? If you scroll down, these are the things I covered. We get to the mindset boss script. This is the sample one. It really doesn't matter. Maybe the verbiage in it doesn't suit you, so ignore it. Why not write your own? Why not put it on a 3x5 cards and write it like 3-4 times for yourself? Actually write it 3-4 times and then start saying it to yourself out loud. Go even deeper. What if you could find somebody in your office who has the same passion for success, that you can tell they want to do this, and maybe they watch the same video as you and they realize, I'm going to do that. Why don't you and I call each other in the morning? You read me your boss script. I read you my boss script. We'll discuss our plan of action today and we get to work. And we're going to do it for the next 8 weeks. What if you did that? I promise you, you'll get better results. I promise you, if you are in a place that is foggy, that is not clear, the fog will clear. Why does the fog clear? Because you're saying, I'm the boss. There is nothing better than being the boss of your own vision. You're the one controlling what you want. No one is controlling it for you. You are it. And you're going to make it happen because you say so. And you're going to do the work that is commensurate with it. This is what it means to be an entrepreneur. That is the meaning of entrepreneurship. So, let me give you some minimum ideas. We call this forging your plan. I'm going to give you some things that I want you to do at minimum daily. Remember 2 hours of power? How do you break down that 2 hours of power? Well, you break it into a minimum of 3 time blocks. A time block is about 30 minutes, 35 minutes. 35 minutes, just about right. And by the way, I'm a big believer in taking breaks. After each block, take a 10-minute break and then come back. It's good to be distracted for 10 minutes so that your mind has a cleansing palate. So, for 35 minutes to 45 minutes, I want you to work on existing business. Open your CRM, get your business in front of you, and start making calls to your existing business. Calls, emails, follow-ups, but make sure you prioritize calls. Don't become one of those agents who only communicates via email. You will not have a long-term success in this business. Prioritize making calls. Yes, some responses are via email, makes sense. Some responses are via text, makes sense. Some responses are via social media, totally makes sense. But prioritize phone calls. Then you take a break, and then you do about 35 to 45 minutes of generating new business. It could be through your lead generation. It could be through social media. Whatever you need to do. Could be through scheduling an open house. Could be through door knocking. Could be through phone canvassing. There's a lot of strategies. But you need a minimum of 35 minutes a day of making that happen for it to really start making you build results. Then you take a break, and then you do 35 or 45 minutes of referral business. These are the people you know, the people you worked with, people who love you already, care about you, work with you, trust you, your sphere of influence. You want to do about 35 minutes daily of that kind of work. And basically what you're trying to get at that point is, who do they know who is thinking about buying or selling? Now, most agents who are good at doing this, they try to double up. What do I mean by double up? When they work their leads, they have a time block in the morning, but they also schedule a time block towards the end of the day, 4-ish, between 4:30 and 5, or between 5 and 5:30. Why? Because that's the time when people are going home from work. You get more chances to talk to people. Remember, we're trying to maximize talking to people. This is what prospecting is. We have to grab the hook. We have to put the bait on the hook. We have to cast it in the ocean, and we have to reel in the fish. And if if we can't catch them at 1 p.m., we catch them at towards the end of the day or in the morning. That's what I mean. We have to work when our clients can talk to us. This is a simple plan that each one of you can do. Do you know how many agents, would you like to know the number of hours of prospecting the average agent does in the United States? They do 1 hour of prospecting a month. Not daily, not weekly, a month. And they're always complaining, man, I don't have a good leads. Where are the good leads? Give me the good leads, man. Everybody's getting the good leads. I get the junkiest leads. They don't understand that this is a business of repetition. You got to make calls. You got to follow up. We're in the business of following up. And if there is a training available, consider taking it. In fact, I offer one of them. Um, in the handout, I have more details about it, but I do what's called a boot camp. I do an 8-week success boot camp. I only take about 24 to 30 agent or brokers at the time. I do 3 of them a year, sometimes 4, but usually 3 a year. Here's the link for it. It's in your handout. What you need to know, it's an active, proactive asking for business. How do you ask for business door to door? Well, you need to learn the script. How do you call FISBOs? What is the script? How and what is the approach? What is the system? What is the CRM? How do you work with expireds? What is the approach? What is the system? What is the approach? How do you follow up with them? Because remember, making one phone call is not enough. You have to follow up with somebody. It takes 8 to 10 touches to convert a maybe or somebody who's thinking about it to a yes. How do we do phone canvassing? With COVID, we had to learn to do phone canvassing. Phone canvassing is very important. How do we talk to the right sellers? How do we use events and open houses to generate listings? All of those things are part of learning how to prospect. In this course, we learn about how to leverage technology, websites, social media, plus face-to-face, on the phone, as a proactive prospecting exercise. Now, all of my sessions are live. They're 8 weeks in a row, and they're 3.5 hours sessions each one. And in order for you to get in the class, you have to register first. Then you have to go through a what I call an interview process. Then you have to do 3 exercises that are given to you. So people register usually 2 to 3 weeks prior, and then if it's a fit, they participate in the course, and they're in the course for about 8 weeks. And then there is a follow up for another 2 weeks after that. So, really, the program is about 3 months. If you're curious about it, you can find out more about it in the handout they gave you. Let me end with this idea. And this idea focuses on preparation. The best preparation for your tomorrows starts by giving your best today. See, if you give your best today, you've already prepared for tomorrow. This idea that tomorrow has more time for us to be good is silly. Today is a day to be good at what we do. It doesn't matter what it is you're trying to do. Even if it's the smallest thing, whatever you do your best today, because every time you do your best today, tomorrow is being prepared automatically. Luck is not something you pursue. Preparation is resilience with your planning creates opportunity. And here's what's ironic. Luck favors the prepared. Those of you who prepare their business really well tend to do well. So I hope I opened your mind to this concept called becoming a listing agent is a decision. Once you decide that you want it, you go gather the knowledge necessary for you to become it. Once you become it, you are now free. You can do whatever you want. And remember, listing agents are skilled. They are not born listing agents. They become listing agents. They learn the techniques, then they apply them, and then apply them again, and then apply them again, and then they prepare. And guess what? They have a mindset boss script. They have a script in their mind that tells them, let's go for that. It's that way of thinking that is going to guarantee your success. So think about what I just shared with you. I hope one day I will see you in one of my classes. Take care, guys.